Why won't they talk about it? Instead, they go, oh, parents who don't send their kids to school are bad parents. Parents who won't vaccine their kids are bad. Speaking of vaccines, by the way, while I'm on the subject, a little bird chirped in my ear about Nathan Stoltman. You know, Lift the Veil. You guys heard of that guy? Yeah, I've jumped on his chat a few times. He was supporting vaccinations today. You believe it? Well, Nathan's in big trouble. For supporting vaccinations? No. For being a Freemason? Oh, yeah. And he's in big trouble with me. Because if you come on this community, you walk around here, and you tell me that you preach truth and you're found out to be a Freemason, guess what? I'm going to run you over. That's a public video, and that's something I'm going to do. So, Nathan, if you're out there, we all know you're schizophrenic. You're a Freemason, huh? Oh, that's a problem with me. You're going over there pretending you're talking about truth and doing all this stuff and talking about pro-vaccinations. Well, that's how God works sometimes. You know? Hold on, make it Carl. Thanks, Carl. Appreciate it. I'll give Mike W a wrench, too. As I was saying, because Nathan's definitely listening. Now, I'm not looking to pick fights with people, but listen, fights need to be picked when certain people push certain agendas and they're found out to work for or be a part of certain groups. Now, people will say I'm a part of groups and all that stuff. Yeah, I didn't know I was part of a group if, you know, I'm sitting in my basement recording videos. I mean, you could hear the fan blowing on my neck right now. Yes, it's the Central Intelligence right next to me. No. It's a huge no-no with me. Huge no-no. You go back. What you do is you, and the same could be said about this other character, Unirock, who I'll take care of later, he's another turd that I could just flush down the bowl real fast. But he doesn't even matter because no one knows who he is. Nathan will be dealt with first. But there's a long list of people because we're troll killing. And what we're doing is we're taking people who go from certain genres on YouTube, and then suddenly they emerge as truthers, right? And you want to give them a chance, which people should. You should give people a chance, right? Like the guy who took over Mario's channel, I'm listening to him, giving him a chance until I hear a real problem. I don't agree with a lot, not a lot, some of the stuff he says. I don't agree with the stuff with the tattoos and stuff like that, but I can give the guy a chance because I believe you give everybody a chance in life, right? You give everyone a chance. However, if you're an actor who suddenly makes subscribers because you're here as a truther, like Nathan, right? I have a big problem with that because the truth matters a lot to me, whether people want to believe it or not. I mean, why do you think I get so pissed off all the time? Well, because I care. If I didn't, then I wouldn't get pissed, would I? So all these guys, like I've called out Cappy, right? All were shown to be complete jokes, complete frauds, actors, guys on Vanderpump Rules, for crying out loud. And people are telling me that I'm what was the word? Somebody told me when I called Cappy out that I was aiding pedophiles because I called Cappy out. Meanwhile, I have actual videos of documentation and proof of actual satanic ritual abuse events that have occurred. Okay, and talking about Pizzagate, I never went forward and said that. Let's put it this way. I mean, there's certain things involved in that which people, whether they believe it's psyop or not, should still go, yeah, that's pretty creepy, right? That was the thing I tried to tell this Unirock character, right? But they love to bring the narrative up because that's the only way they can actually get views, and they can get not having that witch in here. Ain't no way. No, Freddie. Janata is not sheriff. I'm the sheriff now, and he knows that. There's a new sheriff in town. That's okay. Everybody can accept that now. I've made it clear in the last, 60 hours or so that there's a new sheriff. Now, let's talk about things that matter, okay? I'm not going to go into other people's personal business. I'm not going to go into video game channels who tuck their, I don't know what you want to call it, buttons between their legs, if you want to call them buttons. being kind of complimentary. You know what I mean? Let's say Tic Tacs. How about that? Between their legs. I'd like to run their mouths about me, but don't give me a forum to speak. Nobody here cares, right? Because the next thing we're all going to focus on this channel is Freemasonry. Oh, but we have been, right? Well, wait until you see what's coming next. If you haven't seen Chad Swans, if you haven't heard of Chad Swan, who's Chad Swans, you ask? Well, exactly. Nobody cares, do they? Chad Swans is a Freemason freelancing as a truther. Chad Swans, of course, would be pumping all of our gas if he wasn't a Freemason. You could tell he's talentless as, talentless as his wife, I should say. But the simple fact remains this. All Freemasons are the scum of the earth. And Freemasons remain a neutral enemy to the human race. So whether or not you're here and you like me or you don't believe in Jesus Christ, believe in one thing. All right? Freemasonry is the enemy to mankind. And together, right? People say, well, what the hell can we do? Can we do something? Oh, you bet your ass we can. We can and we will. And Chad Swans just decided today that he had balls this morning, that he wanted to troll my channel. Right? And then Chad Swans wanted me to do an instant live stream with Chad Swan so he could tell me about Freemasonry. Oh, sure, Chad. Let me have you on so you could lie. Because, of course, you guys aren't known liars or anything. I mean, I'm sure you're going to be on here and tell me the absolute truth about Freemasonry and your beliefs. Oh, yeah. I fully expect that, Chad. I haven't been bullshitted before. What do you think? I was born yesterday, Chad? I mean, listen, you're the guy wearing the fedora, not me. Now, you're going to be the next victim, but you're going to be the best one because you're going to be the perfect example. And I'm not only going to make an example of you, you're going to be the example that's put on top of a freaking plate held above my head and brought right to the stairs of your local Freemason lodge. Because not only will you be embarrassed, not only will you be run over, you are about to see the next era of Western civilization, Chad. You are about to see how mankind, how people who are awoke can finally fight back. Because that's the big question that people have been asking me. What are we going to do, Carl? How can we fight back? Can we uprise? Can we do this? Can you give us answers? Well, you start at the bottom. A lot of people think you start at the head of the snake. I get that mindset. But nobody's going to the Rothschilds' door. Nobody's going to the Vatican. Because what are you going to do? You're going to get in there? What are you going to do? Get shot in the back of the head? No. They want you to always think like that, to say, start at the top, work your way down. No, 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 no. What we'll do is we'll start at the bottom. We'll start at the scumbags, our local scumbags. You know, the guy in your town who you look at and you go, how does this guy own a house? How does this guy have a job? Like Chad Swans, right? With his little fedora on his head. You look at him and you go, look at this douchebag. What does he do? Right? Oh, he's commenting. He's going, oh, Carl, you're jealous because I make more money than you, or whatever he was trolling on my channel. Pretty hilarious stuff. I mean, not hilarious to the common person, hilarious to me. Because Chad Swans wouldn't even be allowed to clean my rear end. If, of course, the Masons didn't grant Chad Swan his position in this world. Now, if they didn't, would I let Chad Swans clean my rear end? No, I would put Chad Swans in a cage. Because all Masons should be locked up. That's where they belong. They belong in cages, jail cells, but everywhere else. So you might ask, what am I getting at? What are we going to do? What is next? Well, I'll tell you. What's next? What's next is the beginning. And the beginning is the end of Freemasonry. And little by little, because all of us could do this, just going live for a little bit. Let me mute my mic. Make sure there's no echo. Let me know if you could hear me. Thank you guys for being here on a Sunday night, March 3rd. Always snowy where I am. I don't know how the weather is with you guys, but hopefully it's not as bad as mine. Hopefully your roofs aren't caving in. Thank you, Vanessa. I appreciate that. Now, listen, I'm not doing this live show for any other reason. Yes, you could read the title. It could trigger a lot of people. Some might get very worried about what I'm going to say and what I'm going to discuss and all these things. But in reality, I really just wanted to do this because I want people out there who follow my channel, because it was actually kind of, I guess, divine intervention last night that I went on a channel that was trolling me and still trolling me. But somebody actually asked me to look at my analytics as far as the age of the people who follow my channel. And I think it was 20s to 30s, a lot of people in that age group, right? And if there's any message that I want to give, other than the fact that, if you follow my channel and you appreciate the content that I put out, if you see the signs, you've woken up to the repetition, you've woken up to the mind control, you realize what a joke it all is that do not let people bully you. Okay? Don't fall into this bully movement where people can push you around and you can't do a thing back. If anything, to me, thank you, KGV Exposed. I love you, brother. If anything, to me, one of the most important messages, other than, of course, Jesus Christ being, the King of Kings, finding salvation through Christ, and my content would be that people who follow my channel aren't pushed around, that you're not weak, that you're not somebody who falls into the line of being the lukewarm Christian who will let people dictate you and tell you everything falls inside of their rules until you fight for yourself, and then all of a sudden, no, that's not fair. That's not fair. They could say this about you, about your mother, your father, your family, and then when you defend yourself, oh, it's too far. It's gone too far. You can't say this. You can't say that. There's no rules as far as I'm concerned. Everyone should stand up for themselves. Everybody has a right to stand up for themselves and defend themselves. And if nobody has noticed, I'm actually on what you would call a YouTube troll murder spree, right? The very first of its kind. Now you'll say, what does that mean, Carl? No, I'm not killing anyone literally, but verbally. All the trolls, all the people who harass me, who harass my, other channels, who I know it puts them into gives them psychological problems, right? There's a lot of channels who I know, who I talk to, who go into these, they do videos, and then people just bug them, and they can't handle the confrontation, and I understand, because not everybody's built that way. And they just get depressed, they get sad, they get angry, they stop making videos, they say, I'm going to quit. And I'm not going to say I haven't been in a standpoint where, things have bothered me, but it's not happening anymore. It's just not. Not on my watch, at least. So what I'm doing is I'm starting a new campaign. I don't want to call it bullying the bullies. Maybe it's more along the lines of murdering the trolls. Troll for an uprising. I don't know. I don't really have a name for it. But there's no limits to defending yourself, defending your family, defending your friends, defending anyone who thinks that they have a right to bully you and say something to you, and you can't say anything back. Okay? Now, there's channels out there who I've already destroyed, if you're not aware. And there's others that I'm now going to destroy. Now, there might be videos on them showing you who they are. Or I might just go there and just handle it on my own, like waste management. But the simple fact of the matter remains. The message has to be clear. But we're not going to tolerate this kind of stuff. Now, if you follow my channel, you're an atheist, you're not a believer in Christ, I'm sorry for you. But at the same time, I also would want you to defend yourself, to stand up for yourself. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is exactly what this new wave is going to be about. It's going to be about, how do you say it? What is the right term? Justice, right? Defending masculinity. Very well said, Marcellus. Defending masculinity. Oh, was that Marcellus who said it? Oh, wait, I gotta scroll up. I don't want to give someone else credit for it. Oh, Midori said it. My apologies. Exposing an uprising trope, though? Well, yeah, we'll see. But long story short, okay, these are the things that need to occur. Now, many of you have emailed me and you said stuff, you're caught up in a lot of the things going on YouTube, the psychological part of it, where people are bothering you, they're harassing you. Do not let it get to you, okay? All you have to do is fight back. It's easy to do. You open your mouth, you kick them right between the legs, you give them exactly what they give to you. It breaks my heart to see messages of people who say that they've been triggered or they've been hurt or they've been bothered, uh, by these things that people have done to them. They've gone to their channels and said this or said that. It's horrible. This is the life and this is the reality of YouTube. But, like I said earlier, not for long. Right, Carl? Not for long. Because there is a new sheriff in town. There is a new, what's the proper word again here? I guess I'll just say sheriff in town. There's a new beginning here, right? Where the law of the land has been changed completely. Where Christians will not be bullied. And if somebody goes, oh, that's real Christian of you because your tongue is, because they tell you off and then you tell them off way too hard, screw them. We will all defend one another. We will all have one another's backs. Russian vids made Deb Jones a mod on my wall. Not on my channel. In our own towns, the towns next to ours, we're going to expose them. We're not going to care if they gang stalk us. You know what we're going to do? We're going to turn our cameras on and we're going to go up to them and ask them what their favorite chicken soup, or excuse me, chicken. What's their favorite soup? What's your favorite cake? Or if they drive in your property, you're going to, use the laws that work to your advantage and do what you got to do. We will not be bullied. We will not tolerate anymore. We will not watch Christians get abused. We will certainly not watch the setup system, which they laugh at day in and day out, where they go, oh, yeah, oh, yeah, you could be the next singer. And meanwhile, these careers that these guys have, nobody goes, I wonder how they got that job. Oh, yeah, he just woke up one day and he decided that he was going to make a chip that goes into a shoe, that goes into a Nike jersey or something like that, and he's a millionaire. Oh, yeah, he just woke up and decided. No. They all work together. The whole goal of their plan is a one world order, right? And like I said a million times, what do they hide behind? They hide behind philanthropy, behind their good deeds, right? Their good deeds outweigh their bad. Well, not for long, because now that everyone's going to see your bad deeds, your good deeds aren't going to mean jack shit. Excuse my French. So Chad Swans, all the Freemasons out there, I'm sure he called those butt buddies up. It was probably the greatest day of his life. The fact that he was even responded to by me. And I'm not patting myself on the back, but by his reaction, it seemed like it was the greatest thing that ever happened to him. Oh, you got my attention, pal. And now that I'm trolling for truth, which is what I do, you might as well just call me Slander Dander, because I'm the real troller for truth here. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to, one by one, disassemble Freemasonry. And that is going to be the goal of my channel. No, of course, not every video is going to be about it. I'm still going to continue to produce the same content, but we're going to work together. And what are we going to do? We're going to expose them. Why? Because we have a platform to do it. So why shouldn't we? We're going to confront them. We're going to call them out. And I think at the end of the day, we'll see that these people are probably the most useless people that have ever walked the face of the earth. Because if it wasn't for their butt buddy Masonic relationships that they have, where they all put their underwear on together and put blindfolds on and put swords to each other's necks and get hard-ons. If it wasn't for that, what would they have? But how about the people who message me and they say, well, I just graduated college and I don't know how to get a job, or I'm trying to get a job. Been there before. Understand your frustration. You know why you can't get one? Because the system has been set up to screw you. People to watch or listen, because nobody gives a shit about them, right? Watch their views where they go when they suddenly start playing, freaking Mario Brothers or whatever they do with their nerd gamer channels, right? That's what most of these guys are. They're dorks. They're spineless. Most of them don't have the balls to confront me. It's amazing that some of these people actually, I mean, how many? Maybe 3 have actually let me go on their show and let me confront them. You know, they run their mouth. They're like, "Oh, Pizzacake's fake" and all this stuff. And I don't go on there and go, "It's 100% real." I just say, "Listen, all right, you're going to tell me that if your neighbor posted photos like Ali Fontes posted, okay, would your neighbor be arrested? Probably, or at least looked into. Would you call the police on your neighbor, right?" But what happened is everybody turned into politics. So everyone's like, left versus right, right? And it's the same thing I have with McMartin, right? And if you haven't seen my McMartin video, please watch it. I think it's my best video, or at least my most important. That and the Jonestown video happen to be my 2 favorites that I've done personally. But oh, and I want to thank everybody. You don't have to do that, but thank you, Grammar Police. And oh, sorry, Stephen Click. I haven't been paying attention to that, but you're right about everything you're saying. No, I'm not right about everything. They're psychopaths, and we've had enough. We need to collect and assemble against. You're damn right we do. Damn right. Kazlet, hey, call. Thanks. Do you have I found the love of Christ again? Well, that's the nicest thing that anyone can say to me, but it's not because of me. So you found Christ, not because of me. All right. Caitlin, thank you for all you do. I appreciate it. God bless all of you. I appreciate that. Thank you, guys. Anyway, well, here's one of the things too. This is my favorite thing about me being on YouTube. I'm so controversial because I don't know. Apparently the people who troll me don't listen to my videos. So they think they're like, "Oh, you're a Christian and you're over here." Like, so somebody comes over here and they tell me to go F myself in my own rear end and to blow my father. And if I go to their channel and suddenly I say anything that would trigger them, everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, you believe this guy? This is a Christian?" They're hypocrites. You know why they're hypocrites? Because they're pansies. They're spineless. And let's be real. The proper word is pussies, right? That's what they all are. They're pussies. There's a fine lesson in life. And in 2019, I can't believe I have to tell this to teens who are listening to my channel, because I thought it was like something that was always going to be said. If you can't take it, don't dish it. That means don't run your mouth, right? You don't go up to a guy who's 7 feet when you're 4 foot and you know he's going to kick your ass. You're going to go up to him and say, "Hey, I think you have a really small penis," and not expect him to knock you out. And I get YouTube's different. I get it, because nobody's going to can do anything. It's a different world. But it's funny to me because all of these people who say stuff like that, like Unirock, all these guys who are blocking comments, they're censoring for free speech. But they're advocates on their Twitter and all that stuff. They're advocates for free speech, of course. Oh my gosh, they're being censored. They're the ones, because so many people care so much about Unirock and these guys playing freaking Contra, right, for 5 hours while people watch it. Because oh my gosh, they're definitely going to be censored for playing Contra, and they only get censored if they talk about stuff that we talk about, and then they pretend they're like, "No, we're not in it. We're just trying to expose LARPs." That's the new term, by the way, LARPs, which is their obsessed version of saying live role playing or something. Apparently, that's a new thing. It's like you ever see like the nerds who like dress up in these costumes and they go like pretend to sword fight or something? Yeah, apparently it's a new term because video games, like, they do that. So now they say people on YouTube are LARPs. So they're saying that we're like dressing up and we're acting and we're live action role players. Yeah, that's great. I mean, wonderful. I mean, it's so ridiculous. I don't even know how to comment on it. So thank you, Siggy. I appreciate it. Grammar, please. I appreciate it. And I'm not saying that there's not actors and stuff on here. The term LARP. I mean, why don't you just leave it to the Nintendo stuff? You know what I mean? Leave it to the video games, and really has to be linked to this. I mean, come on. You can just what, shill wasn't a good enough term? Now we're on all LARPs. Anyway. How's the weather for everybody out there? Everybody tell me the weather going on. I know it's boring, but I'm actually curious. Anybody got snow? Anybody got warmth? I know I haven't. Had in a long time. Hey, Hannah, thank you. I'm not amazing. Thank you. God bless you, my friend. Appreciate it. Cold. All right. Cold. Minus. Someone say minus 40? Is it really minus 40? Nice. With wind chill, of course. Yes, Isaac, I am. Thank you. Minus 40 with a wind chill or minus 4? It's got to be confirmed. We'll have to see. Snow. People getting snow. In Houston, 50. Pretty warm, man. Going to be dropping 29. Right? 10 inches in Boston. Yeah. I had like, I think it was almost 10 feet on my roof. I said this in my other live show. My freaking half my roof caved in. It's a wonderful experience that I'm dealing with. But don't tell the trolls, of course. They can record it for themselves. Because I'm triggering them. You know what I mean? But like now we know why he's on a trigger rampage and killing all of us. Well, it's not going to end. So I just feel like it's time for a new, like kind of a new era, right? New sheriffs around here, So many people start channels and then they start getting ridiculed. Oh, thanks, High Impact Flex. God bless you, my friend. Hey, brother, love and appreciate you. Thanks for all you do. I've learned a lot. Oh, thank you, man. Maybe we can. I tend not to do collabs because I always get burned, but thank you. God bless you and appreciate the support. God bless your beautiful wife or girlfriend there too. She's a sweetheart. Thank you, Ben. Black Cube, there he is. Where's the werewolf, Black Cube? At the end of the day, we are held to a higher standard by the word. Amen. That's true, 100%. These people only do it to make us all. That's true. That's true. And listen, I'm not above. I don't want people to think I'm like merit. Like you can't come to me and say, "Oh yeah, you said this wrong or you screw up." I get that. It's different when somebody comes to you and they tell you to go F yourself, or they tell you that you're doing this. You know what I mean? Like I got these two twins who I'm not going to say their name because they don't matter, right? All they want is attention. Who are complete. They've done a video on me every day for like a year, and they want my tax returns. They want to see my income off YouTube because they claim that the truth should be for free, right? This is the stuff I deal with, right? So they email me, message me, harass me, stalk me. My videos are free. They're completely free. You can get an ad blocker. You can skip the ads. But they feel nobody should have ads in their videos if they're talking about the content I'm talking about. Meanwhile, they don't even understand what I'm talking about. And on the other end of it, they collect from the government, don't work, and admit to eating out of dumpsters. And that's how they feed their kids, eating out of trash cans. So that's another story for another day that I'll take care of on my own. But if I need to, I'll do a video on it. Maybe we can all help the child who's involved in this situation, who got to pray for the child. I don't know the child's name, so I tell you to pray for the child, but I'll do a solid for Freddie, and I'll just leave it at that, all right? Well, thanks again, High Impact Flex. Great to see you here. It's nice, when channels like High Impact Flex show up and are nice, I used to be like that with Richie, and then Richie, of course, kicked me in the balls for no reason whatsoever, so that was that. That's what he does to people, but I appreciate it. Again, I don't want to beat a dead horse. Do I? Am I better? Only because I can't really do anything about it. So I'm so loyal to a point. I can't stand people who aren't loyal back. It drives me nuts. So good point, Black Cube Mystery. Good point. Yeah, and there's tons of stumbling blocks in our walk with Christ, And I don't know. People always message me and they're like, "Well, you're not a good example." Well, I mean, I do videos on a lot of these topics and show people things that I think are important to help unplug them, right? To just take their mind out, because that's the hardest part. I never sat here and said that I was the perfect Christian or a perfect person, because I'm not. People think that because they're like, "Oh, he's a good symbol," and I appreciate the fact that people think that I'm, and Some people said an icon for, for fighting against this stuff. I don't believe that one bit, but I mean, I appreciate the kind words, but I'm not. Just a dude, just like everybody else. Not the dude, but a dude. All right? Trust Christ or go to hell. Yes, that's a hell of a freaking screen name. I love it. Trust Christ or go to hell. You're the man. Good screen name, brother. Hold on, I'm trying to scroll up. It's a shame that YouTube disabled this system for messaging channels. Yeah, but it's not the worst thing in the world, because I've gotten some really disturbing things on there. So I was trying to reach you through the comment section. No, you can email me at callforuprising2@gmail.com. But it doesn't guarantee I'm going to respond. Some things go into spam. Sometimes I don't see stuff. It's hard, because I don't want to tell people to email me and then they think they could that I'm going to respond to everything, because my focus every day is on my channel is putting videos up and stuff. I would tell people, if you're struggling in your life, to pick up the Bible. And there's tons of ministers and ministries on here that do that. And it would be nice if everybody worked together, instead of go, well, I'm a real ministry, and those guys who do evil exposed videos and stuff, that's a waste of time. Like, we're the ones actually leading people to you, because there's people waking up and then they're going, well, now I want to be fulfilled. I want to, I want to find that. How many people have been on my channel and are way gone, have never come back? I mean, way gone. And I've seen them before, and they've been like, oh yeah, hey, call. And a live show, I'm like, oh yeah, I haven't seen you in like 3 years. They're like, yeah, you woke me up, and I was born again, and now I come here and I listen to the ministry. That's perfect. That's great. I'm not like, how dare you? You're not here listening to my Jonas Brothers video. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that. That's what makes me happy. I'm thrilled to see that. But if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be able to wake people up. I feel like I have the best and most loyal subscriber base, and I'm serious. I know you guys subscribe to a lot of channels. It's not like you're my subscriber base, but I consider you guys my friends. And anytime any of these guys do anything, I love the fact that you guys always have my back, because I'll have your back, and that's a fact. I don't, people are like, oh, a 500,000 subscriber channel. I got your back. Don't you worry. You come to me, you tell me, channel's doing something to you, you got 50 subs, I got your back. All right. And if I don't, it means I didn't see it, or maybe you did something to trigger the guy. So it doesn't mean I have to defend you, but trust me, got your back. That's how I've always been. That's how I always have rolled in my life. You should always be loyal to your friends, and you give people second chances. There's no doubt about it. You give them third. I don't believe in third chances. I believe in second chances. So. I heard a strange film. No, and by the way, did anyone see the video I did on the show The Order? Because sometimes Fridays seem to have like really low views and stuff like that, but I thought that was a pretty important video. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say what's important, what's not, what people want to see and what they don't. I get it. No, not everyone's going to watch every video you put out, right? There's some you like, there's some you don't, there's some that don't entice you to click. Oh, by the way, that's called clickbait. Because God forbid you make a video and you want someone to click on the video that you make. I mean, that's my favorite YouTube thing. That's what most of the mentally challenged retards look. It's clickbait. Oh, right. So you make a video and you don't want anyone to click on your video. So what is the point of making the video? Is there a point? Just me? Huh? I don't know. Was I born? Anyone else think that's a little weird? You know what I mean? I mean, it doesn't mean you got to put Britney Spears naked, right? If that was the title of my video, and I put Britney Spears naked, 1998, as the title of my video, and then my whole video was about microchips, yes, I would expect you to say that's clickbait spam. But if my video actually pertains to the title, why would I not want someone to click? But that's the problem. It's the channels who can't get clicks or views because they're not smart enough to make a title that is attractive or a thumbnail, They're just like, they put up a picture of them like wiping their rear end, and they're like, new video 12. Oh, I can't wait to click on new video 12. That sounds wonderful. I'm clicking on it now. Huh? Yeah. Know what I mean? Hey, boy. Hey, Werewolf. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. I appreciate your kindness. And I was in a chat with the Werewolf guy last night, and he was respectful. So I appreciate that. Don't agree on things with people, but when you're in a chat where there's 8 people who see differently than you, and I'm always game for that. I'm not bragging or anything, but I'm always game. But he was nice, so I appreciate that. And do I still chat with Jesse? I do. I still do. Yes. We don't chat often, but I consider Jeff a friend. So I have somebody who, when I had pretty much no subs, we talked on Skype or or in the messages, in the videos, and not once has he ever stabbed me in the back. Not once has he come to me and tried to start a fight. And those are the kind of people that I like to have in my life, whether we agree on things or not. Yes, I know flat Earth and he doesn't and all that stuff. Doesn't matter to me. You could be a subscriber to my channel and be round Earth versus flat Earth, but why couldn't we be friends if I was one side or the other? We can be. We should be, right? We shouldn't dissect when we're all awake these little things when we have a whole world that wants to kill us or wants to lock us up and take free speech away because everything that we're saying is dangerous to them, right? Meanwhile, the Freemasons nobody gives a shit about, and they're sitting over there laughing it up, with their tighty whities on, like freaking Chad Swans over there taking shits in his diaper with a sword up to his throat. This guy doesn't even know what he just walked into. Oh boy. You guys imagine what Chad Swans just did? I don't know what he just did. My brain is still like fried from it because I'm just like, is this guy kidding me? Because anytime somebody comes over and trolls, I literally sometimes I get goosebumps, and I'm just like, this can't be real, right?